Hey guys, welcome to another Kiksta review. So today I'm going to be reviewing a film that I got the chance to see last night, and to be honest I didn't think I was going to bother to do a review on it going into it, simply because I didn't think it was the kind of film that I normally review within those genres. It's something very different. So the film that I'm talking about is No Hard Feelings, starring Jennifer Lawrence. And the reason I'm deciding to review it is simply because I was actually pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed the film. It wasn't amazing or incredible or something that was like mind-blowing or anything like that, but I was just pleasantly surprised by how much of a almost throwback rom-com that it really was. And it's just very different to a lot of the romantic comedies that we get these days. So the basic premise of this film, it's very simple. It's Jennifer Lawrence's character, Maddie, at the beginning. She's kind of down on her luck. She's behind in her repayments, and the government seized her car, and which is also her means of making money because she's an Uber driver. And basically she's going to lose her house in this little town of Montauk where she lives, and unless she finds a way to pay back the bills. And she's like kind of a loose and like free-spirited and domineering type of character who's like got a bit of a foul mouth and all these sorts of things. So, not your typical female, I guess, but like she's very, very free-spirited in that way. And then on the other hand, you have Percy, who is this like absolute like beta male. He's only young, 19 years old, who has absolutely no like social skills. He's afraid of everything, and he's completely coddled by his parents. And he's about to make his way to college, and his parents, who are worried about him because he is so sheltered and not knowing that they're the ones who actually are sheltering him a lot. And so the parents basically have the idea that they want to hire a woman to basically show Percy a good time before he heads off to college, so that he has some experience under his belt. And so they recruit Jennifer Lawrence to basically show Percy a good time and to take him out, and so that she can get paid in the form of a car, which is what she needs in order to do her job as an Uber driver and eventually obviously save her house. So this is definitely not an original concept. We've seen this done in films before many times, where you have this sort of role reversal where the female character is like the dominant one and the male one is just like nerdy and like beta male type, and it's like just completely a clash of characters, but they somehow find a way to connect. The film plays out very predictably. Going in, Jennifer Lawrence's character basically shows like she doesn't have any genuine interest in him. She's just basically interested in the money. But then obviously the more they get to know each other, the more experiences they have together, they eventually both start to genuinely like each other. You can see it coming a mile away. Nothing that happens in this film is a surprise, and it's just straight by the book type of rom-com. And so whilst that could be considered a criticism, the fact that the film is so predictable, I think that in this day and age now, where we have really had this long dry spell of genuine romantic comedies with big name actors in it, I felt like it was almost a breath of fresh air to have this very much throwback type film to the types of rom-coms we were getting really all the time in like the mid-thousands. And so I'd have to say, in that case, if the film had come out 20 years ago, I'd probably be thinking it was much more average than how I feel about it now. But just because of the timing of the release of this film and how surprising it was considering the types of rom-coms we get these days, it was pretty much a breath of fresh air, and that was fun to see. And like, it was just really easy film to just sit back and watch, can kind of switch your brain off from it and just enjoy it. And I was also pleasantly surprised by some of the humor in this film. These days humor is obviously a very touchy subject with comedies. You don't see many great comedies anymore. But I was actually surprised in two ways. One, with some of the types of jokes they were making and how they were kind of pushing the barrier there. But at the same time, Jennifer Lawrence was surprising in terms of how good she was like in this comedic role. She's really the main source of humor in this film, being the more dominant and boisterous personality out of the two. By no means was it a laugh out loud type of film. It just has its moments throughout that make you laugh or make you chuckle, but which is, I think, kind of stock standard for rom-coms. I've never really found rom-coms to be like overly hilarious. Those are more left for like genuine comedies, but rom-coms are just meant to keep a smile on your face and just make you laugh here and there throughout, just to keep you invested enough. As I mentioned before, the film is quite predictable in terms of its story, all the way up until just before the very end, where you're not actually quite sure how it's going to go. And I was actually kind of surprised with the ending they had. And spoiler alert, they don't really end up together, but they end up basically as friends and just kind of going on not a new adventure, but just going away together somewhere. So yeah, look, I'm not going to go on much longer about it or go into too much more detail. I think I've basically summed up my thoughts. And really, as I said, I wasn't planning to do a review for this one at all, but I was just kind of pleasantly surprised by it, and I thought it deserved its own little review. And I think just to even communicate to you, if you are interested, that this really is a film that is very light-hearted. It has a fun spirit, fun energy. It's a throwback to the rom-coms of the mid-thousands, which were kind of like the peak of the rom-com era. And like, so if you're looking for something like that, I think this is definitely a film you should check out. And there's great performances. It's got good fun throughout, not too heavy, kind of predictable, but also some nice little twist, I guess, at the end, which I guess I've spoiled, but like, yeah, it's not a massive spoiler, but yeah, it's just a fun little time. I recommend it. Definitely check it out if you get the chance. But yeah, if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit the like button. If you've seen the film or you go to see the film after seeing this review, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.